just to understand, I kind of read this, I'm not a big astrologer. But I do like to see what it means. So I'm looking at the moons and I'm saying, all right, why is that doing that? And then if you're looking at the sky and be like, oh, I see a full moon and the market, I'm in trades and it starts looking like it's going down, I might take profits. It may inspire me to say, hey, you know what? I read about this. I know what it is. I looked up at the sky. I was like, you know what? I got an itch to sell. I'm gonna secure my profits tonight, right? And that is what the traders do, right? We take clues from the knowledge that we have, and then we say, hey, I got a little intuition, and then I'm gonna sell. And so that's why we do the work. That's why I say that the planning is an important part of trading, right? Because if I get in a trade, I kind of have a different perspective. I might remember that, hey, you know what? Around this time, it's coming out. And then people are like, oh man, you're a genius. You got out early. And it's like, what made you get out earlier? And it's like, I did the work in the beginning and I don't know what made me, but something told me subconsciously, like, oh, no, I think you should sell right now. Or now you can hold in. I think it's going to go up, right? Because at the end of the day, it goes up or down. And then we'll come look at this and you'll see this inside the report sometime. We'll put the different days that's going in, but I'll highlight the quarter moon, the full moon, right? All this other stuff, I'm not really concerned with, I'll read about the sextile and Neptune and like, is it a high volatility day or people got attitudes or whatever, I'll read it, but I won't take it to heart and make a trade decision solely based off that. It is all the information put together. So when guys, they say, hey, can you teach me? Can you, spend a day with me? It's like, you have to practice this. And then you have to be willing to put 3, 4, 5 days a month into going over this information. So, man, I'll give you guys, some of this stuff here. I don't know. Is this helpful? Is some of you guys on the call? This is like a call, but it's a master call at the same time. Because it's something that you guys will never hear on a daily basis. I'm looking at the chat, Barry. All right, cool. So, my goal is to share as much as I can without overwhelming you. But also, man, Mike, one of the things that we did is, we go through every year and we go through and put together, some of the things we'll be sharing in the next year is like, we already went through, how did I put it up? Like a master report that kind of we use. And so when he's talking about gold and platinum and January trades and then Forex, we'll go and see which ones are the best trades that we take it. And then that's like, hey, let's put the resource, right, of why we think it's the best trade and what we're looking at. And so this is something that we plan on doing, with new traders, because I have so many people that want to learn this, and then they go into other guys that, they want to pay us to understand it, but it's not just a quick thing. It takes, you got to see the seasons. That's why I say people got to stay in the market when it's up and down. That's when you learn the most, right? And so now you can say, hey, I'm looking for a January effect. I want to see what happens. Like the Santa rally, the day is up today, but it's not rallying as much as we needed to. But if you were going to play it, a person would be up on the 21st. We expected the market to drop on the 20th. It did. We expected to have a rally from the 21st to the 23rd, which it looks like it is having a rally. The amount that it dropped, it dropped for a whole week, 4 days in a row last week, right, to get to the standard rally. So, next year it's like, all right, well, you know what? Maybe I won't trade the first half of December and I'll only trade the 21st and 23rd, and I'll avoid all the headaches and I'll get into the meat of the market. And then that information by itself is worth a lot because a lot of people took a lot of losses up until the 21st, right? And so if you weren't a day trader able to trade, it's like, man, it might have just been better. I only had to trade 2 or 3 days out of the month in December and I'm good. And I had 1 or 2 great trades and it made 2,000, 3,000. Some guys said they had made money last week and on Friday they lost it all, right? Because of that one day. And they miscalculated, didn't know the news was coming out, and it shook them up. So that's why I'm saying that the experience that we get over, people were asking me, like, my wife came to me and she's like, what's fuck? You ain't trade? And I was like, man, I'm gonna wait till the second half. And she was like, well, are you scared to trade? And I'm like, I got a lot of shit going on and I'm stressed out. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the perfect time for me to be trading. And now it's like, all right, I'm here. I traded futures, made money, but like you have other things distracting you, and you know that it's not the opportune time. You have to learn how to have discipline and know when it's your season and when it's your cycle. And that's what I was doing in December. Yeah, she does, man. And she actually put her order in yesterday. And my daughter got it, she's getting her car. So yeah, I say everybody gonna get what they gonna get. Just give me some time. All right. So hey Mike, go ahead, man. I'm gonna turn it over to you. This is a profit call. I'm telling stories
bro.
now.
Appreciate you. Hey, I'm gonna make it swift. I ain't gonna tell no stories on this one right here. I'm just gonna get straight to the information.
Hey Mike, let
But
me
I
tell you something real
appreciate
quick.
Jamar. Uh-huh.
My wife, she said she found a new wife for you. She wants you to meet somebody. It might be a new season for you, bro.
Oh my god.
Anyway, go ahead, my bad. It's a rebirth in 2023. I'm messing with you.
Oh wow, man.
Look, I ain't throwing him all off now.
Appreciate everybody who on the call as well. We're gonna I'm gonna go over some information tonight, along with what Jamar had mentioned earlier during the call. What he mentioned about working next week on the report. It does take a lot of time, but I'm gonna tell you guys something though. It's very well. Let me put it this way: when you get into it and you actually start looking at all the information, and you're putting two and two together, it's where it really gets interesting. You start me personally, before I started trading, I never really paid attention to any world events. To after I started trading, I really saw how the things you learn in civics and stuff like that in school. It really comes out when you start trading and you start getting the seasonality, you start getting the cycles. So let me share this right quick first. The 4-year cycle, and this was something that kind of aided me in adjusting my plans for 2023 based off of what I witnessed and experienced back here during the last election year. So you had your 4-year cycle for stock market cycle for your 4-year presidential cycle. So think about it. We are in our second year with Biden currently right now. I want you guys to read something right quick. I'm gonna put this site in the chat box for you guys, but read this right quick, where it's talking about. Let me move this microphone out of the way. Where it's talking about the stock market literally going down and under pressure. Growth in the U.S. economy started to slow. Corporate revenue and profit margins come under pressure in the second and third quarters. This is what we saw this year. And then your midterm elections held the first Tuesday in November. We had our midterm elections. And then think about it. When it gets closer toward the end of the 4-year term, so next year, like you're saying, 2023, you're going to have the pain. But when you're coming in 2024, that's when you're going to start seeing what you call the October surprise. You guys remember back here when Trump got COVID and stuff like that, on that last part of his 4-year term, when he got COVID, him and his wife got COVID, he had the October surprise, and then that's expected. But during that last 4-year term, you're going to see economic growth accelerate. The corporate revenues and earnings and stuff like that, stock prices go higher. Those are things that we saw back here when Biden had got in office. Well, before that, everything was performing well. So everything is all a cycle. So when people get worked up about certain things, they have to understand that this stuff is pretty much already priced in, if you say. So there's really, you're going to have a panic among the people, but for the people who really understand and have researched and studied information on seasonality and cycles, they have a sense of knowing that everything is going to be all right. So as of right now, with the stock market doing what it's doing right now, this is expected. Then having what it's going to do next year in 2023, we're gonna be in full blown recession. We already is. It's gonna be expected. But coming in 2024, when they're gonna be doing more campaigning, they're gonna be doing all this other stuff along the elections. You're gonna see things try to improve. So there's really no the fear can't be controlled when you understand what's really, really going on.